So this is the first question. So the following question relate to determining sample size and test of detailed balance. For each, select the best answer. So this looks like a multiple choice questions, but this also could be a simulation on the exam where all these choices are a drop-down boxes where you would select the best answer. Okay? And we're going to have a series of questions. Or they could give you a scenario, and in the scenario, based on the scenario, they could give you those questions. So let's take a look at the first question. Maggie decides to use stratified sampling. So here we are talking about specifically stratified sampling. The reason for using stratified sampling rather than unrestricted random sampling is to what? So simply put, they're asking you in this question, why would, in this scenario, we would use stratified sampling? Okay, let's see the answer, and let's talk a little bit more about stratified sampling, because that's something you want to be familiar with before walking into the exam. Okay, so let's take a look at the first question and see if it fits our answer. Is it to reduce as much as possible the degree of variability in the overall population? Well, is this why you will do stratified sampling? And basically, and the answer is, that's maybe the opposite of stratified sampling. Okay? What is stratified sampling? Is when you take your population, your whole population, and you partition it into subpopulation. Okay? So simply put, let's assume you are auditing a utility company. Okay, utility company. And the utility company might have, they might have regular customers, like people that lives in suburban area. Okay, they might have hospitals, they might have retailers, large retailers. Okay, and they might have also, let's assume in this area they have hotels. Okay, and this is a utility company. Guess what? The people that live in suburban areas, each customer will have maybe a bill that averages between, I don't know, $80 to $120 per month in utilities. Hospitals, because they have 2, 3, 4, maybe they have 10 hospitals in this area. Hospitals, their bill might range between $700 to $1,000 per month. Retailers, their bill might range between $250 to $350 per month. And hotels, they might have hotels where the utility bill could be between $1,000 and $1,500. Okay, so notice what we have. It's the same company, it's a utility company, but they have different type of customers. So rather than treating all the customers as one population and select randomly from this population, what we do is we break it down. Why? Because there's a variability in the population. Each type of business has a different balance. Now I'm just giving you those examples, but the point is you find subpopulation. Therefore, if you choose A, you're doing exactly the opposite. You want to emphasize variability. So one is out. Give every element in the population an equal chance of being included. That's random. It means combine them all together and pull them randomly. That's also not doing stratifying. That's out. Allow the person selecting the sample to use personal judgment in deciding which element should be included in the sample. Well, that's here clearly you are using professional judgment, and that's different than stratified sampling. Stratified sampling is you want to put different groups in different population. Therefore is out. 3 is out. By the process of elimination, 4 is the answer, but let's take a look at 4. Allow the auditor to emphasize larger items from the population. Yes, if you want to emphasize larger items, you want to stratify. Now you know what are the larger items, and you can select from those larger items. For example, you can combine hospitals and hotels. The reason I stratified it is to make sure you understand that once you put those population into subpopulation, then you can select from that subpopulation, emphasizing the size of that subpopulation, the larger items, emphasizing the larger items.
Want to see CPA exam multiple choice questions solved step by step? At farhatlectures.com, you will get hundreds of video solved MCQs step by step, including previously released AI CPA questions, previously released AI CPA simulation, in-depth lectures and resources to prepare for the CPA exam, AI tools that's going to help you study smarter, not harder, CPA exam podcast lessons where you can learn on the go. And also you will get the personal guidance of support of Farhat and his team. If you are serious about passing the CPA exam, this is your next step. Visit the website farhatlectures.com, start your free trial, and I hope to see you on the website.